Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I will be sharing two different stories that they both have to do with eye-related symptoms that I went through while I was going through my health crash recovery, hormonal imbalance, adrenal fatigue, HPA axis, anxiety disorder. I wrapped them all up into kind of one general health crash and recovery journey, but that's all those things I've listed are what I experienced and went through. They're all kind of co-related. Like adrenal fatigue could be caused from anxiety could be caused from adrenal fatigue, and adrenal fatigue is also called HPA axis dysfunction, and as well as hormonal imbalance. So they all kind of just intertwine. So a lot of different titles, but they pretty much all sum up to an imbalance in your health, and you are not feeling good, and you are miserable and trying to recover. So on my channel, two groups of symptoms are probably the most popular. Number one is the trembling and shaking symptoms, and the second one would be eye-related symptoms. So today's story, or both of my stories, has to do with the symptoms I had regarding my eyes. So, okay, let's start with the first one, which happened all throughout phase 2 and 3 and even phase 4. Different degrees. During phase 2 and 3, it was more severe. It started to kind of heal and tapered off in phase 4. And the symptoms are just, flashing weird lights that you see, floaters. You're just seeing things like at the corner of your eyes. So the first story, I was watching another movie at a theater, the latest Terminator movie. So I was watching it. I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's a scene where it's like towards the beginning of the movie where there's this huge car chase. It's pretty bright. It's like there's a lot of sky in the shot and the horizon, so it's like very bright. And I started noticing that there was this little bright white flash, like upper corner of my right eyes, that would just, like, I would see it in a dark movie theater every time I blinked. And at first I thought, oh, it's just probably like a reflection. But then I started to blink, and each time I would blink, as my eyes was closing, I would see that flash, like as my eyelids was like shutting. So then I thought, oh, new symptom. What the hell? What is this now? So it would come up whenever I would get, whenever I'm experiencing a lot of anxiety, or if I had a really stressful day and I'm just depleted. I would see that a lot, along with more eye floaters. So eye floaters are these kind of debris that there's fluid inside your eyeballs, and as you get older, and sometimes you get them when you're young too, because I've had mine since when I was young. There's these little like mosquito looking floating things in your eyeball that you'll see that like kind of flow by once in a while. When you don't have anxiety and when you're not going through like a health crash, your eyes adjust, and your eyes just ignores them like on its own. So you don't see them much because your brain and your eyes learn to just kind of ignore that because it's there all the time. But somehow when you have anxiety disorder and you're in fight or flight all the time, it kind of causes your entire system to be like on alert. So your eyes are taking in more light and more, you're just paying attention more. So you'll start to see floaters that you haven't seen before all the time. Like you're just constantly focusing on these things in your eyes. And so after I saw the movie, I came home, and I was clearly under anxiety that day, even though at the time I didn't realize it. But when I look back in retrospect, I had like a busy morning. I was all anxious for the movie, and so I was seeing that flash, and then after the movie I was seeing like all kinds of other flashes, like at the corner of my eyes whenever I would blink, and it would actually, like, if I have like another source of bright light coming somewhere, it would trigger it. Like I would see it, like from bright lights being shined into my eyes, I would then see these like flashes when I would blink, or sometimes I wouldn't even have to blink, it would just be there. And this would always happen when I'm like extra stressed out. Maybe not right as I'm being stressed, but few hours after being really stressed, I would start seeing like spots and stuff. Also, when my eyes are really tired, like if I've been using them all day, like looking at TV and computer screens or cell phones or social media, and you're like constantly scrolling and your eyes are getting tired, yeah, like I start seeing like flashes and stuff. So I get home and I remember walking, and it was dark. It was like I saw another late showing. So I come home and I parked my car and I was walking up to my place, and I still don't know if it was an actual flash from like my neighbor's car alarm. So in the dark, I see this huge flash, like lightning, okay? And because I've had these eye flashes, I like wasn't sure. I'm like, am I seeing that, or did that just really happen? I think it was actually my neighbor's car flashing, but because of all the eye floater things and flashes that I've been seeing, it caused me to be like a little paranoid. So I wasn't sure if I actually saw that, like if my eyes were like freaking out and I'm seeing flashes, like major flashes now, or was it just like somebody's car alarm actually flashed. So I went to my eye doctor. I had a long checkup. Everything was fine, and my doctor told me that it is normal as you age, your eyes are prone to more flashes and stuff like that because, it's just age and overuse. But also, yes, he confirmed that if you're under anxiety and you are chronically stressed, it triggers your eyes to be like extra hyper with these like flashes and stuff like that. So that's my first story. So the second story has to do with eye symptoms that are fatigue related. So this happened like in phase 5, okay, where like everything was fine. But as you know, even though you fully recovered, you still can like have the regular stressed out symptoms. And if you push yourself too hard, you will, pay a price with certain symptoms. It didn't freak me out as much because like I knew I was fine, and through this experience I've learned to understand like how much stress I can take and how much I can't. So in the beginning of the quarantine, I was watching and binging lots and lots of shows, and one of them being The Walking Dead. And if you've watched that show, The Walking Dead is filmed in that handheld style, so it's very shaky and your eyes has to work really hard to follow the screen, like follow the show. So I was binging it and watching it, and I remember telling myself, I'm like, Jaden, like just chill out a little, you've been watching a lot, your eyes is tired, you don't want to overdo yourself. And of course I did overdo it. So one night my eye muscles got so fatigued that like when I was looking, like when I was like moving my eyes sideways, I felt this like fatigue, pain / like muscle fatigue in my eyeball. And then for 2 weeks I had massive pain behind my eyes. I was getting tension headaches, migraines, it just bad. I couldn't focus my eyes. Every time I look at my phone, I would just be like, oh my god, I'm blind. Every time I would try to scroll like on my computer or on my phone, it was like death. I mean, my eyes just couldn't handle it. So I rested for a couple weeks, went back to see my eye doctor again, checked everything, nothing was wrong. He was like, you just need to chill out, like, I know you're stuck at home, but find something else to do. Don't stare at the computer, your phone, and binge shows nonstop. So I took his advice and just rested my eyes, and it went away. So anyways, those are 2 stories that are eye symptom related. I know many of you are going to totally relate and understand. I want to again bring reassurance and relief to my viewers, because if you're going through exactly what I'm going through and you've gotten checked by your doctor and ruled out all the scary stuff, it is really not that serious. You can recover, and it just takes time, patience, being nice to yourself, doing the right amount of exercise, eating well, and sleeping well. And also just mentally train yourself into kind of positivity and more happy thoughts. I've noticed that a lot of my comments are about people feeling really, really on edge and desperate and feeling like they can't handle this anymore. I've certainly been there, and these are people that have gotten checked by the doctors, and nothing serious was wrong with them. They've realized that it is hormonal imbalance and anxiety and adrenal stuff, and just kind of like stress related, chronic stress related things. I really want to tell you guys that as much as you can, try not to put yourself in that desperate, on edge, like, I can't handle this anymore. I know, guys, I promise you, I know how bad it is. And when you're in it, it's really hard to not be so, defeated and like frustrated, angry, sad, depressed. You want to throw in the towel, you want to fight it, but then you're low. And I know it is just a tough thing to deal with, but the last thing you need is add one more self-induced stress, which is putting yourself in that mode of like, this is too much. I can't handle this anymore. Like, so I'm not trying to add more like critique or anything like that. In fact, I'm just trying to somehow lightly motivate and inspire you away from those thoughts and that mental state, because I know how it feels, but I also know that doesn't help. I spend so much time being my own worst enemy and punishing myself for already being punished health-wise. So I'm telling you, that does not work. And the best thing to do is let go a little, breathe, be nice to yourself, guys. Like, you're having this because you haven't been nice to yourself. You've been too stressed. The world hasn't been nice to you. You've been under more stress than you can handle, more responsibilities than you want. Do yourself a favor, be nice to yourself, give yourself a break, treat yourself, do something that feels good. I don't care what it is. If you just want to eat some food that you like, don't overdo it so that you get the other symptoms, but you know what I mean. Eat something that you enjoy, do something that you enjoy, listen to music, play, whatever it is that you enjoy, have sex, laugh with your friends, play board games, anything that kind of brings you back to knowing that, like, there is things there. In fact, there's many things that you can look forward to in life. And I know this condition causes us who are going through it, or who has gone through it, to move away from inspiration and enjoyment and like all the happy things that happen in this magical life. But don't forget it and try to get back to it. And I know it's like triple, quadruple harder right now with the pandemic, with all the protests. It's pretty crazy time, but all we can do is stay in the moment and feel as good as we can and be as nice as we can to ourselves. And things are always getting better, guys, because when things get bad, things get better. and things will get bad again, and things will get better. So it's a never-ending circle. You might as well enjoy the moment, because that's all there ever truly really is in my belief system anyways. So moral of this double feature eye story is that yeah, be nice to yourself, guys, and things will get better one way or another. And if you find a way to see the magic, I guess. I got a little spiritual, even though I don't really identify as that. But yeah, I'm just getting a lot of comments on my channel about that, and I just kind of want to do my best to direct the energy away from feeling so doomed, because it doesn't help. You know, if it helped, I would say do it, but it doesn't help. You know, sometimes when there's just so much stress, trying to figure it out in detail just is not going to help. You're just going to add more stress. So it's better to just let it go and let's see what happens. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my story and this video. Lately, the videos have been more kind of, you know, improv-y, like just not scripted or planned, and I barely do much editing, but I think it comes out more organic, and it's like a good way for me to relate with you guys and just kind of be myself. And we'll see how it manifests in the future, like what it evolves into later. Please subscribe and help my channel. I'm really trying to get to my first 1,000 subscriber. I cannot believe I started with, I think, like 24 people, friends and family, and now I'm at almost 650 subscribers with almost with over 25,000 views. I can't believe it. I never thought this would happen in this way. I mean, no, I did want and thought it would eventually happen, but as it's happening now, I'm just like so thrilled and in somewhat of a disbelief, even though I totally believe that it would happen. Otherwise it wouldn't have happened. So anyways, like my videos, share, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I will see you guys soon. I'm making more videos and more frequent, so I'm probably seeing you guys in a couple days on another video. Feel free to comment, email me. I have a couple interviews being edited, and it's a couple more to come. So I should have one new interview video out soon as well. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys next time. Bye.